So today we will be solving the question from previous Leetcode contest, that is 3070 count submatrices with top left element and sum less than k. Okay, so what's the question is telling us that, so you have been given a matrix grid and an integer k. You have to return the number of submatrices that contain the top left element of the grid and have a sum less than or equal to k. Okay, so let's first understand the question, what it's telling. It's telling us that, okay, give me, so there is a submatrix which should always contain this 7. Okay, so let's see what the question is telling us that. Okay, so first understand what it's telling. Okay, so see, here it is 7. Okay, here it is 7. Now this 7 should always now give me the matrices which are always less than or equal to k, and the matrix should always contain this 7 element. So first tell me what are the possible matrices we can have. Okay, so if you see that always contain a 7. Okay, so let's take this. So what is the first matrix you can see? You can see this is one matrix. Okay, this is one matrix. What another matrix you can see? Another matrix you can see is this whole matrix. Okay, 7 and 6. Again, what another matrix? 7, 6, 3, which contain 7. Okay, similarly we can say that this 7 and 6 is also a matrix which contain. Okay, so now see this, if you see this 7, 6, 6, 6, 6, if this I would tell you this 7, this 6 and this 6 are not submatrix. Okay, now another you can see this 7, 6, 6, 6. Okay, this is also matrix, and last matrix is this one. Okay, this one is your final whole matrix, if you could see that always contain a 7. So the sum of all the matrices, let's say this is a matrix, so sum of elements of that matrix should be less than or equal to k, like 7 plus 6 plus 3, which is 16, and which should be less than or equal to k, that is 18. So here we can see that 7 and 6 satisfies, 7, 6, 3 satisfies. Now if you see that, okay, this 7, 6, 6, 6, 7, okay, 7, 6, 6, 6, that sum is equal to 25, which is greater than 18, so we don't take it. Fine, which is we don't take it. Okay, so how we will be solving this question? Let's see, understand this, that we will always have this element 7. We will always have this element. Now you would be saying there is some sort of prefix something. Okay, how? And let's see this. Okay, so what I mean is that your goal is what? Your goal is what? Is that you first choose an element with 7, you then choose with 6, you then see with 6, then you see with 3, 7, 6, 3. So can't we have a sum of like that which stored 7, 6, 3? Similarly, if you could see, here is also 7, 6. Fine, here is also 7, 6, which will, if we store in this part, you can get that. That's 7, 6. Now but how to solve this case? Okay, how to solve this case, this part matrix? That is also very important thing. How we get the sum of this box? That is also an important thing. So see, how we get is that, see, understand this thing. Okay, this is 7, this is 7, and this is 6. So what is the thing is that, let's say here is stored 7, one part, and we got 13. Here we are storing the sum from here to here. Okay, now see, this is 6. Okay, 6. So we store from here to here also. It's 7 plus 6, 13. Okay, and let's say 6, so it was 13. Okay, it is 13, and this 13 plus 6, 18. Sorry. Okay, so what I'm telling you is that first I'm saying you calculate from whole part from up to down. Okay, so let's understand with this thing. I have calculated this matrix by calculating upper rows. Like, okay, this is 7, so I sum with this 6 to get is 13. I add 6 with 6 to get 12. I add 3 plus 1 to get 4. So I have calculated the prefix sum from rows from above. Okay, now see, next what I am doing is that I am then, after I am calculating this, I am calculating the prefix from right, prefix sum of columns. Here I have calculated prefix sum of rows. Okay, and here I have calculated prefix sum of columns. Okay, of columns. Why I did that. See, understand, this matrix will contain this portion of 7 and 6 also. See, if I calculate, if I see this part, if I see this part 25, aren't you saying it's 7 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 25? How it came? See, what was happening is that we calculated this. First we calculated this part. So all the here, what was there? It was sum of this and this. What was 13 was sum of 7 and 6. Now see, now this 6 was added with this part to get this sum of this, the sum of this row, right? Means this row whole sum and this row sum was there, and we added this both rows, like this 13 plus 12 to get 25. So here we get from above also, and we get all the elements from right side also. So similarly, if you could see, if I take this matrix, okay, if I would take this matrix, if I wanted to get the sum of, I want to see that how to calculate this part, so I would just check this one, because this is the sum of all the elements of all the matrices, because it have been contained all the elements of above and all the elements of the right side. First we are getting the sum of from here, and then we are getting the sum of here, so that to get our answer 29. So what we will be doing, we will be building the matrix of this prefix of row. Means we will update our grid in such a way that first we will be calculating prefix of rows, then we will calculate, then we will update this prefix of rows to prefix of columns. Okay, so now this row is updated to rows plus columns, and which will be our final matrix, and then we would iterate through every element and see that is the element value less than or equal to k, because this will represent this part, this will represent this matrices, this will represent this matrices, because there is no above row, that's why, right? This will represent this part, because there is no left side element. This will represent this whole part, the sum of above and left side. This will represent sum of above and left side. Okay, let's understand with another example, which is of 3 cross 3 matrix, from which you will get better understanding. Okay, so as I say, this is our matrix. We first find the sum of here. We went from up to down, fine, up to down. Okay, next we move left to right. So as you can see, okay, what is our answer? Our answer is 6. How it is approaching? See this part, this 7, this is the final matrix that we made. Okay, this is 7. So this matrix is less than 20 done. Okay, plus 1 plus 1. Okay, then this matrix whole done. Okay, 9 is done, okay, then 18, this matrix whole, this whole matrix 7 9 18, because this 18 represents this part, then this 8, which is plus 1, then 15 done. No, we can't take 24 because this 24 represents this whole matrix. 24 represents whole matrix, so we will not take that matrix. Now we come to 10 and we say, okay, 7 8 10. Okay, yes, done, this matrix done. Then we go here and say, okay, this matrix is not done, and 38 is always increased. So our first task would be building this matrix and then iterating to every element and to check that if that element is less than or equal to k or not. Okay, so let's go to the code part. So here I have just made a prefix matrix. You can also change in grid, but I will prefer to use another new matrix. Okay, matrix. So what I will do, see, one thing for sure is that, okay, you would iterate from, so this is I have just to get from n cross m matrix size. Okay, I iterate through all the rows. Okay, and I will update my row part. See, I would iterate through all the rows. And what I will do first, I am making this type of matrix. Okay, I'm making this matrix, this whole matrix. So what I will be doing, I will just, for the first row there is no upper thing, so I will neglect it some. But for finding 8, finding 8, what I will do, I will add it before 1, means it's up 1. Means how? See, brief. So this is a matrix. Okay, so I would add this element to upper element, this element to its upper element. So brief of ij is plus equal to brief of I minus 1j plus this element. Okay, so first I will, if I is not equal to 0, means it's not the first row. So what you should be doing, brief of ij, update it with or plus or equal to brief of ij equal to brief of ij plus or equal to what, add its element. Okay, add its element plus brief of I minus 1 j, add its upper part. Fine. So only just doing this, we would have built this matrix whole, this matrix. Now our next task is to build this matrix. And similarly, as we approach with the rows, we will approach it with columns. Okay, so similarly we will be iterating with that. Okay, j is not equal to 0, means it's not first column, and we have already added grid part, so we will neglect this and we will just add the previous column part. Okay, and let's make an our ans variable 0. So as we have updated our part, okay, as we have updated our that final matrices, I have updated my 9. Now at this time I will check, okay, if that element is less than or equal to k. I have got this element, I will check that if that element is less than or equal to k. I have commit this part, I will check that, okay, this matrix is less than or equal to k. Okay, so just checking if my element, that brief of ij, is less than or equal to k, then do this ans plus plus, just increment my answer. So let's run the code and check what is happening. Okay, so why it's giving wrong answer, why it's giving 6. Okay, so brief of ij, if I is not equal to 0, okay, so here maybe, because if else, if I is equal to 0, then brief of ij should be equal to our grid of ij, right? We would not be updating it, simple thing. Okay, run the code. Let's, yes, okay, it's 4, and let's submit it and let's see exactly. Okay, fine. So easy. First we would just get our first matrix, prefix of getting prefix of rows, and then getting prefix of columns, and then checking it that if that value is greater, less than or equal to k or not. Okay, thank you. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comment section. Thank you.